KSI versus Jake Paul is the biggest boxing fight of all time.
But I do think that, people, even boxing fans now, even if they hate JJ and they hate Joe, Jake, I guess Joe as well, why not? Can still admit that it has brought some life into boxing. Like boxing.
Yeah, it goes two ways. Some people think they're making a mockery of the sport, and some people think it's just bringing more eyes to the sport.
Yeah.
And that's just good.
Jake Paul has announced his return
to boxing.
Yeah, well, I didn't know at first, because he just tweeted out saying the return and a date of August 13th. And everyone seems to think, it's a boxing fight, because to be fair, he announced it after the fight he was at. So it makes sense. Yeah. But it got me thinking, what if it wasn't a fight?
Oh.
What if it was him,
a YouTube video?
Yeah, him coming back to content or music. Because don't forget, I know he's...
Not.
You what?
I hope not.
Yeah, his music wasn't the best. He made a couple songs.
His music wasn't bad.
Which is one that I reacted to that I thought was a banger. I can't remember which one. London. You know the one that Straight Out London? I actually thought that was the banger. The beat was fire and the flow was cool. Yeah, so he tweeted this, just saying I'm back on the 13th. Most likely a new fight, which we'll get onto in a second. But, don't forget, your opinion on Jake is what it is, but he made a lot of good content. Like when he was vlogging, it was good. They were good vlogs, weren't they? No, they were on the level of like...
John has now replied to Jake Paul saying, I'll fight you.
I'll fight you. But like Logan Paul's vlogs, even before the Japan event...
I don't think Jake's were amazing content. I'm not his target audience.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. For us, they weren't great.
I don't think I was Logan's target audience, and I can appreciate Logan's were actually good vlogs.
Maybe not. But that back in... when he was doing the colorblind vlogs, they were cringe. And the Maverick stuff, they were cringe then.
I still watched some of them.
I still watched
some because they were still like high energy, and they just appease my need to watch something that I don't know.
That's what Jake had as well. In the Team 10 time, he had that energy as well. It was cringe though, because he was doing... And also, to be fair, he was on Disney Channel, so I guess you had to be a bit like... kind of cringe. Or they did like fire to everything.
Yeah.
Team 10. Yeah. But anyway, I think, he could still make content, is what I'm saying. Even now, he could make content to an acceptable level, I think. But yeah, I'm not sure if it is going to be music or vlogs. It's probably going to be a fight.
I think it'll be a fight. And I don't know if you saw, he went to the...
Katie Taylor.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the fight after in which he announced his...
Yeah, but did you see the whole Eddie Hearn stuff?
Yeah, so he said he'll fight someone. Anyone on Eddie Hearn's roster that is under 10 wins. That's what he bet out to. That's what he said out to him.
Well, because they originally had a bet. They started saying they both had the fighters going against each other.
Right.
And they had their bet. I don't know if you saw that clip.
No, I didn't.
So they're sat in a press conference just before the fight, and Eddie Hearn says, "Oh, you're not that confident in your fighter." And Jake Paul goes, "More confident than you?" And he's like, "Oh, I doubt it." Jake's like, "I'll bet you right now. Yeah. I'll bet you all the jewelry on me right now."
Mad.
And Eddie Hearn goes, "Oh, I was expecting more than that. I'm not going to bet 10K." And Jake Paul's like, "This is 500K." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't believe you, whatever." And he's like, "Oh, I'd want to bet something like $1 million." And Jake just goes, "Okay, sure. $1 million." And Eddie's like, yeah, we can sort something out.
Oh,
we can sort something out. And Jake Paul's like, "We'll sort it out right now. $1 million right now."
I really want to watch that.
Eddie Hearn, it's such an L for Eddie. I actually don't know who won that fight.
Right, so you don't even know the result of the bet.
No, yeah, but just the pre-fight, like that moment.
Yeah, I do respect Jake for that in a bit. He in a way, he always does, put a lot on the line, and he's willing to do it at least.
Well, because that's the whole thing of like.
Do you think he's bluffing, or do you think he actually means it?
I think he believes it.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, so the first thing when he actually says, "Oh, let's make a bet right now," the first thing Eddie says is, "I'm not getting a tattoo."
Right.
But in my head, when he makes these bets, like instantly, as soon as Eddie Hearn even said, "I'm not getting a tattoo,"
yeah,
L.
Yeah.
Because me and you, if I'm saying to you, "Oh, I could do this better than you," whatever, I bet you anything, and you're like, "Okay, let's bet this."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to bet that." That's me saying I don't believe it anymore.
Yeah.
Eddie has taken a huge L.
I think that's what Jake does.
I read this morning that they've foregone the bet and now they're actually going to collaborate on something else that's coming.
Well, this is the thing. So I know on the night they spoke to Eddie, I think, and he said, "Oh, we haven't actually managed to get it in writing that there's no bet, basically."
Yeah.
It's a bit like, yeah. They kind of just scrapped the bet.
Yeah.
But who actually won? Was it Katie Taylor or
whoever Jake's
Amanda
was?
Jake's fighter won.
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad. Well, Katie Taylor's a good boxer as well, so it must have been a big fight. But I don't know. Jake's got a way of getting in the headlines with boxing, so he keeps causing havoc there. He's got his fight as well. Do you think that Jake will fight and JJ will fight, then they'll fight, or do you think JJ's still a few fights behind Jake?
I think JJ would need a couple fights.
Yeah.
Just for the practice and camps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, as we always say, don't know much about boxing, but I can only assume you do like, say you train now for 6 months and then you have a fight. In that camp before the fight, that's where you get a lot better.
Yeah. Well, it's also in professional boxing and for boxers that have been doing it all their life. They're not necessarily, they are working on, you know, technical stuff, but mostly they're just working on getting fit and into the mindset. Whereas JJ, even now, he's still working on being a better boxer. You know, he's only had a few fights.
Yeah.
He's not been doing it all his life. Whereas Jake, in terms of the technical side of it, he's been boxing in and out for last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
At this point,
true.
maybe not 4 or 5 years, but since I was their first fight. So you'd think in your head that Jake's, you know, got it more. You know, he got it in the bag. Whereas I feel like JJ would have to do a lot of work to catch up, and JJ's very busy. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be biased and say JJ would win now.
Yeah, no way.
I do genuinely believe
He can.
JJ can win.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah, but you can also, the thing is, you can also believe that Jake can win.
Yeah.
You know, if you're on the other side of the table, you think he can definitely win.
I mean, the thing is, I'm a massive pessimist.
Yeah.
So even when, you know, I say this all the time, when he was fighting Joe, I thought he was losing.
Oh yeah, so same. Even watching it, I thought he was losing.
Yeah, gets punched once and I was like, oh, he's done.
It's done, yeah.
It's like,
Ref, stop the fight.
JJ's legs, look at them, they're shaking.
Yeah.
It's done for, yeah. So it's an interesting one for the future, but I don't know.
It's crazy though, because they're going to, that fight's going to be one of the biggest fights ever. It's going to be like bigger than the Logan Paul and JJ fight for sure.
Yeah.
Might be one of the biggest boxing fights ever. And I know people are going to hate me for that, but it definitely could be. In terms of the eyes on these guys now.
In terms of numbers, it actually could be.
Yeah.
In terms of the actual sport, we
no,
know it isn't.
no way.
We're
no
not
way.
sat there going, KSI versus Jake Paul is the biggest boxing fight of all time.
But I do think that, you know, people, even boxing fans now, even if they hate JJ and they hate Joe, Jake, I guess Joe as well, why not? Can still admit that it has brought some life into boxing. Like boxing.
Yeah, it goes two ways. Some people think they're making a mockery of the sport, and some people think it's just bringing more eyes to the sport.
Yeah.
And that's just good.
But even if they're making a mockery of it, I'm sure it's bringing more eyes in. So it's like.
Yeah, but they think it's the wrong kind of eyes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure no boxing fan wants 10-year-olds to go, like, they don't want to be watching a boxing match and have a bunch of kids around them going like, go KSI!
No, but not unless then 10-year-olds then become boxers. That's good for the sport then.
Yeah.
But
it's just,
didn't the Tyson Fury fight in Dillian White had 90,000 people there, right? In the O2 or Wembley. I'm not sure where it was actually. But 90,000 people, yeah.
mad.
Yeah. Because I think there's a Nottingham fighter on that card and he beat Carl Froch's record of 80,000 when he fought, who did he fight? Can't remember. Yeah. But I guess speaking of Jake Paul boxing, Logan Paul boxing still hasn't been paid from Floyd.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's actually.
I saw an interview of Jake speaking about this, and he was saying that apparently, well, he was saying Floyd's broke, which I mean, it's probably not, but maybe he is. I don't know.
I can imagine Floyd being the kind of person though that has like no money in his accounts,
but he has assets.
but he's
And
got
watches.
he's got like 20 houses, 50 cars,
Yeah.
probably like 5 mil in cash minimum.
Yeah, well, I remember when 50 Cent declared bankruptcy once. Obviously, he wasn't bankrupt. He had to just declare it.
Bro, didn't he turn up to court in like a broke car?
Yeah, he
He
did.
literally
He
bought
did.
a new car that like was breaking down just to turn up to look broke.
Well, a lot of people would have like a lot of pride issues and then revealing that they were broke, especially if they weren't.
Yeah.
So many people do enough to flex. They try.
Yeah,
and
you
flex
don't want to
their
look
worth.
broke.
Yeah, whereas he actually had to act the part, otherwise, the court would find out. But no, maybe Floyd's like that. Yeah, maybe he's very rich in assets and worth, but he's not necessarily got much cash to pay people.
Don't they seize your assets?
They should do, yeah.
I thought they did. I thought if you declare bankruptcy, they seize your assets.
Well, maybe
Even if you hide your assets well.
Yeah, I guess Floyd's
You
not
can hide them,
declared
yeah.
yet, and also I don't know if he's. I don't think Logan's suing him as well. Maybe he is. I don't know. I've not heard about that. But I mean, yeah, Jake was saying there's a lot more people that Floyd owes before he even gets to Logan. So
Mad.
you must
To be
pissed
fair,
if
for
you're
Logan, it's actually not that bad. Like, Logan has a lot of money anyway.
Yes.
And I know that is a stupid amount of money that he's owed.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's actually good publicity for Logan constantly.
Yeah,
Like, he can constantly, every 3 months, he can bring up, he hasn't paid me still. Bang, everyone talks about it again.
Yeah. Well, already, I thought you were saying like Logan hasn't. I was like, what? It's news to me. No, so the fight itself brought a lot of worth to Logan in terms of the publicity. He sold NFTs off the back of it, didn't he? Remember, he sold his actual knockout. Oh no, that was Where did he do that? He sold something, a moment of one of the fights. Yeah, I think he sold one of the moments in his Floyd fight, not a knockout, but a punch, say, as an NFT when he sold all his Pokemon packs as an NFT. So I think he made a lot on it. Obviously, he's gone on to do different things as well, but I'm still sure he'd enjoy the whatever it was, 5 mil or whatever it may be, in his pocket.